Okay, welcome to another Minecraft video everyone. Today I'm going to do, I guess you'd call it my version of a mod spotlight. Basically I've just been playing a new mod and having a stack of fun with it, and that mod is called WizardCraft. So I actually saw WizardCraft for the first time on Yogbox, on the Yogcast show. I was, watching their episodes of, Yogbox and the fact that they had updated it, and I saw this mod spotlight that they did. So what I basically decided to do was to take this mod and then just play it and have some fun. So I'm not going to do this as a let's play, I've just been playing this for fun myself. But, well, let's get to the mod and then I'll give you a bit of a tour of my world. So basically what this mod does is it allows you to... Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. It allows you to make this stuff, which is magic powder. And you make magic powder by taking redstone and smelting it in a furnace. And so when you do this, what you get out is you get magic powder. And what can you do with magic powder, you might ask? Actually, you might even notice right down in the bottom right hand corner is a mana bar, which says that I've currently got 20 out of 20 mana. What you can do is you can create staves, and here are some I prepared earlier, and basically each staff has a different set of spells. So what you do is you come over here to this table and you put blocks around. I haven't got enough wood on me at the moment, but you put blocks all around the edge, like... Actually, I'll give you a proper demo. Don't need this tree here. So you take lots of wood, come back in, you put in a normal crafting table all your wood around the edge with a piece of magic dust in the middle, and you get an arcane focusing table. I obviously already have one, so I'm not going to make another one. And then coming over here you have a slot for what's called an orb, and you have a slot for a staff. Now the way you make orbs is you pick different materials of different kinds. So if I wanted to put coal around the edge and then put a single piece of magic dust in the center, I would get a fire orb. If I use other materials, I get other orbs. So for example, if I come out here and I'll take some dirt. How much dirt have I got? 4 pieces of dirt, that'll be perfect. So if I take 4 pieces of dirt, that gives me an earth orb. Yeah, let's make an earth orb. It's not really going to hurt me. The very next thing you need, because now we have the orb, is you need a thing to put the orb on. So you get 3 iron ingots, and that makes you an empty staff. You put your staff, you put your orb on top, and you get an earth staff. I'm going to save that orb, and I'm not going to do that. I'll just whack it back in my chest for now. And so each staff you have, so you make a water staff by using filled buckets of water in all 4 spots. You make a fire staff using coal, you make an earth staff with earth. If I had enough feathers, I'm actually getting a chicken farm going here so that I can get lots of feathers. If you had enough feathers, you can make an air staff, and then you can also make combination staffs by mixing them together. So as you can see here, I have a magma staff, and you make that by mixing 2 fire orbs with 2 earth orbs. So it actually takes quite a lot of effort to make things like that. And so what I'll do is I'll just give you a quick demo of what each thing does. This water one was the second that I made. I made the fire first because it's pretty easy to get coal. The only problem with the fire staff is, actually I'll demonstrate with the fire staff because that was the first that I made, is when you use it, you throw out a little fireball. The problem with the fireballs is they don't actually do any damage by themselves. All they do is they set things on fire. And I've set a lot of stuff on fire, including mobs and things, but where if I can see? Yeah, so I'm setting him on fire, but he doesn't care because he's underwater. So what I'll do is I'll jump down and I'll demonstrate. There you go, I've hurt myself. Now I'll demonstrate the water staff, which you right click and you can see my mana went down to 18, then back to up, and as it recharges itself, that heals you. The best thing is though, you press the V key and it brings up your WizardCraft GUI, which allows you to actually upgrade things and get different spells. So as you can see at the moment, I can only select the healing spell because I haven't upgraded yet. So to upgrade, I need 10 magic powder, 5 water orbs and 1 iron brick. That's actually quite a lot, which is a pain. So you can go to your Magma Staff and have a look at Magma as well, which I haven't upgraded yet. The one staff that I have upgraded is my Earth Staff, so you can see here I can now pick between 2 different spells. This first Lift Earth spell is really pretty silly. All it does is it just takes all the earth that's underneath that and it just lifts it up 3. So you can see now there's a 3 deep hole where I just lifted that earth up. The reason I made the Earth Staff and upgraded it first is it has this fantastic power called Lift Ore. And now what this does is you click on a square, no ore found, no ore found, no ore found, no ore found. Okay, this is not a good demo. Okay, what I'm going to have to do is go somewhere else and try and find a spot. But basically what this does is, there we go, it goes from this all the way down to the bedrock level, and any coal or iron or redstone that's in that area gets brought to the surface. Oh come on, it can't be that hard to find some ore, can it? So there you go, so that brought 2 pieces of iron up. I'm not actually sure what it does to the ground underneath, but the important thing is it brings it up. So I've got the Fire Staff, which I just made because it was easy, the Water Staff, which heals me. I also made the Magma Staff, because this is one that actually, yeah, so wherever it hits it makes an explosion. Not quite as powerful as a creeper, but still big enough that it blows up 1 block of stone and it'll block up, and it'll blow up a bunch of blocks of dirt and things like that. Not a huge use for it, but yeah, it seems to work pretty well. I also made this Plant Staff. Now what this does is any grass square you click on, boom, instant tree. Any sand you click on, boom, instant cactus. Now if you take a dirt block and then click on it, bam, instant green grass. I was actually using this a little bit earlier. Here's one of my experimentations with fire, just to show you what it does. Boom. You're on fire now. And we can go boom, 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 and we'll set that whole tree on fire. The only problem I have with fire is fire's rather jumpy. So where these trees are just about touching each other and where that grass is touching, everything kind of gets set on fire and it's a pain. Kind of gets out of control really quickly. And I don't have a water staff that can shoot yet. That's the next upgrade for my water staff. Is it basically shoots, and wherever it hits it creates 2 water source blocks. I haven't quite got to that stage yet, but I will eventually. And so there's also an air staff that you can create, and then you can mix your water staff and your air staff, I believe, and you can create a lightning staff that allows you to call in lightning bolts and things. But enough of that. What I'll do is I'll take you for a quick tour of my world, because like I said, I've been playing this just for a bit of fun, playing it legitimately. So I first spawned up in that tree just there and came down, and here was my first crafting table I made myself. And then I went in search of coal, and I found some coal over in the side of this mountain, which is where I set myself up. And because at the time I didn't have a bed, I set up this little beacon to myself so that whenever I respawned I would know exactly where to go. So then I had very few animals actually spawn around me, but one thing that I did have spawn was chickens. And that was fantastic, although I only had 2 chickens. I'm not sure if it just only spawned 2 or what was going on with that, but yeah, there was only 2 chickens. So I've been growing lots of wheat and breeding them and throwing lots of eggs and creating little chickens. Yeah, so I have lots of chickens now, so what I'm looking to do probably fairly soon is start harvesting their feathers to make my air staff and also my... yeah, I'm not sure what other staff I'm thinking about, maybe a lightning staff. So I was lucky enough to find... ah man. I was lucky enough to find melon seeds in a chest within one of those abandoned mine shafts, and now I have way more food than I even know what to do with. I actually regularly find myself taking bits of food and having to throw it into my cobblestone generator here. You might ask why I made an infinite cobblestone generator. It's because I had a bucket of lava and I wanted a bucket of water, so I dumped it in there, and I thought, well, I may as well make use of it. Pretty cool, hey? Lapis block, lapis, lapis, and 3 iron blocks. Using my super duper magic wand thing, I found way more way more iron than I actually need. I also found some diamonds and some gold. So there's some water orbs. So actually, because I've got 5 water orbs and I have enough magic powder and I have a bar of iron, I should actually be able to show you how an upgrade works. So we come over here, I click the upgrade button, and now I can select a second spell, which is waterfall. Oh, crud. That was not what I intended to do. Lucky I have a stack of buckets. I'm sure I had 4 buckets. Why am I only seeing... there we go. So I think I made a double water source block. Nope, just a single water source block. What it did do is it replaced my block of cobble that I had there, so I'll have to put that back. I don't want it to do that, but a better demo would be to come outside and do it. So if I wanted to make a waterfall now, boom, waterfall. Sweet, hey. Now I'm going to take the staff out of my hand before I go and do something stupid again. Put those melon seeds away. Throw those buckets away. Okay, so needing food. One of the first things I did when I came down here was I made my standard... I don't know what you call it. You know, my standard wheat farm, which brings all the wheat to the end. But now that I have so much watermelon, I'm actually using my wheat farm for nothing other than just food for the chickens. Okay, so this video is getting a little bit long, a bit longer than I was hoping it to be, so time to run. So I came down here and yeah, went through this way and found a abandoned mine shaft. Went around a little bit more, and in here I found some melon seeds. I kept digging a bit deeper because I wanted to find lots of redstone and things, and I went down this way and found a bunch of redstone, which was enough to make magic powder, which was enough to make that fantastic fire, and also the earth one. And so since then I've been just exploring. So I was exploring up this way, ran around for a while, found this chest here that had some gold bars, and that was where I found some gold, and I found something else in there, not really important what it was. And over this way I found a spider spawner for these little tiny cave spiders. And so what I decided to do is I watched a video about how to make like an XP trap where the spiders just generate. They come over here and then they become food. Not really food. They become, you know, almost an infinite source of string and spider eyes, but also XP. So look at him, he just sits there. He can't get out, he can't get me, but because I've got the wood there, I can still get him. And then I come here and I get experience and I pick up string and spider eyes. That's got me from level 5 to level 11 really quite quickly. It's also got me oodles of string. I've got, you know, maybe 100 pieces of string back in my other place. Oop. The downside with being poisoned is you lose lots of health. The upside of having this water wand... ah, crud. Okay, let's select the correct spell. The upside of having this is that you can heal yourself. I've really got to be careful wielding that thing. Okay, so there you go, 2 more pieces of string, a few more XP balls, and another spider eye. So there you go, so that's a tour of my world where it is at the moment. This is just a bit of fun that I've been having just to test out this WizardCraft mod. I think you guys should check it out. I'll put a link in the forum. You know, I think it's just fantastic. It adds a whole sort of new flavour to Minecraft that's, I think, it's been a bit lacking. I mean, I think the potions that they put in 1.0 is good, but I think it just takes just a little too much effort to be able to get them. So I really like the idea of being able to, you know, only have to find redstone instead of having to find a bunch of pieces of diamond and then get some obsidian and then go to the nether and then beat the blazes and make the potion stand. And yeah, I mean, that's just a huge amount of effort. So this is really much better than that. So as you can see, I'm really using way less watermelon than I'm actually producing. So I think probably 3 watermelon plants is enough for one person, but it's okay. So what I'll just do is come over here and do what I normally do, which is just spew a bunch of watermelon into the lava. So thanks very much for watching. Stay tuned to my channel. There's going to be another solar challenge coming up really soon. Thanks very much. Bye.